Okay, thank you for joining. Today I want to speak about Sawaki Roshi's To You. Let me see if I can find the page we were on. I think it's page 39 in this printed copy, in the second quote on page 39. What could be more boring than showing off your skills? Skills are only relative. They are not really worth anything. What lies beyond your talents, that's what matters. Skills and talent. Also, sometimes in Japanese, people speak about their spec. I don't know if such an English expression exists, but basically they mean their skills, or the expression spec, I think, originally refers to the skills of a character in a play or in a game. It means what you can do in a game, what you're able of doing in a game. And a lot of people are interested in improving their skills or their spec, so to speak, to become better at the game. And here Sawaki Roshi says, well, what could be more boring than that? It's not worth anything. What lies beyond your talents, that's what matters. So the question is, but what matters? If skills and talent and looks and intelligence, muscles, if all of that doesn't matter, what matters in the end? What matters in the end? And the answer, of course, is the fact that you are here in this moment. The fact that you are present right now in this moment, that you live this moment, that's what matters. Or the other way around, if you don't live this one moment, all of your skills, all of your talent, all of your looks won't help you. Because, I mean, what is life? Nothing but living moment by moment. And even if you win the Nobel Prize, and even if you earn millions of dollars, at the end of your life, if you haven't lived this moment and the next moment, none of that is really worth anything. Before I proceed to the next quote, maybe Xuan, if you like, you can translate.
我就长话短说，那今天就咱俩，就是前面泽木老师他那段话说的是，有什么会比我们？我在卡吗？My internet OK？我在卡吗？啊，然后就是，泽木老师他这句话其实主要讲的是你的技巧或者是天赋更加无聊的了。那这些技巧其实只是一个关系，就好像你的亲戚。你在 那你的这些技术技巧其实没有任何的作用，这些天赋根本就没有任何价值，就算你获了诺贝尔奖又有什么用呢？大概是这个意思啊。I muted you.
Thank you, thank you. Next quote, the last quote on page 39. When you look at heroes, East and West, past and present, you can clearly see that the strong, as well as the weak, didn't do anything besides exhaust themselves and die in the end. They all gave everything they had, wearing themselves out for an illusion and accumulating bad karma. So that's basically what I mean when I talk about playing the game. Trying to be better than the others, trying to win, trying to conquer another nation, trying to become rich, trying to be popular with the opposite sex, and so on. And some people were so good at playing that game that they became heroes, and even centuries after them, people know their names. But Sawaki Roshi says, but what's the meaning of that? There's no meaning to that. All you do is accumulate bad karma. Let's do another one. All beings are blind to the Dharma. That doesn't just go for delinquents and gangsters. Children who are born blind to the Dharma are raised by blind parents, educated by blind teachers, and misled by politicians who are blind to the Dharma. How could anyone around here not be blind to the Dharma? So what does being blind to the Dharma mean? Basically, it means that you don't see anything that's beyond the game. All you see is the game. All you know is collecting points in the game. Children, as soon as they learn to say I, me, mine, become blind to the Dharma. Their parents are blind to the Dharma, teachers, politicians, everybody, all they see is the game. How could anyone around here not be blind to the Dharma? So how do you wake up to the game? You take a break from... how do you wake up to the Dharma? It's by taking a break from the game. And Zazen is maybe the shortest, the easiest way to do that. Maybe Xuan, you can translate, and after that, if you have questions, please feel welcome to ask.
老师刚才读了其实两句话，两段，一段就是不，你来看西方或者是东方的一些英雄，不管是过去的还是现在的，然后你只看到了特别清楚的就是他非常的强壮或者是强大，那除了这些以外，其实好像都是到最后，其实好像除了这些以外呢，都是弱点。我们好像除了这个以外，什么也没有看到。其实到最后呢，也就是他们到最后其实都也会死亡，所以除了这些以外，好像也没有什么我们真正能看到的。他们好像只在这个游戏当中，好像只是穿了一件像自己一样的衣服一样，就好像他自己的一个幻想，或者是自己的一个不是很真实的，这些其实都不是好的业，中文翻译成业Dharma，就是所有。然后后面他又读一段，所有的我们这些生物或人类或者各种生物，其实都没有真正看到 Dharma，没有看到，就是好像只有这些，就是流氓啊，或者是失欠者，只是这两方。当一个小孩他出生之后呢，他长大以后， 其实就会被他的父母啊、教育啊，或者其他老师而蒙蔽了双眼，或者是被一些政治家蒙蔽了，就是Dharma 的，你好像就对他看不到了一样。那我们有谁怎样才能不被蒙住双眼而看到 Dharma 呢？老师刚才其实就说，就是好像一个小孩儿，他从知道自己你我他我开始意识到我的时候，各种格式的我之后，他好像就被蒙住了双眼，看不到他的野。就好像这个我们只是特别相信在这个游戏当中好还是不好，其实我们跳不出来那个游戏，而坐禅是最好的一个最快的一个方式。而并不是让你从这个游戏当中，坐禅是最好的一个方式，最快的一个方式，让你从这个游戏当中跳出来，大概是这个意思啊。
Thank you. There's a chat. What do you think, Muho? Why is it important not to be blind to the Dharma? Why is it important not to be blind to the Dharma? I mean, who would want to waste their whole life collecting points in a game that's gonna end? And the only meaning in those points, if you pretend that the game is never ending. If being blind to the Dharma means to be blind to this moment, to be blind to the quality of each single day, just living this day for tomorrow, just living this year for next year, wouldn't that mean that basically you lose everything? Wouldn't be a shame to live your whole life being blind to the Dharma. Any other?
So I tried with the sound. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
hear me? Is the sound working?
yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm outside and I don't have the VLAN, so I chatted. I like your answer, and I think why don't the other people do the Dharma? Why do they like being blind to the Dharma? And sometimes you think people like being blind. People stay being blind, keep to this blindness, cling to the blindness. We all do cling to the blindness, I think, sometimes, most of the times, me.
I could imagine that with many people it's not a choice. Kind of being blind means you don't even see what you're missing. At one point, the only thing you know is the game. So it's not a conscious choice that you say, I don't want to see the Dharma. But of course, it could also be that we are so, how do you say, conditioned by the game, used to the game, that when we see the Dharma, it's just not interesting for enough. We want more excitement. Like Sawaki Roshi, in another part of that book, he says when it's about winning or losing, people get very excited. For example, now in Europe, there's football championship. Even if it doesn't really matter if your team wins or the other team wins, everybody's really excited. I have to watch football tonight. And just living this one moment, for example, during sitting, being with the breath, listening to the noises of the birds around you, for most people, that's just not enough. And if somebody scores a goal in a game that you're not even a part of, everybody excited. Wow, we got a goal. We are winning. It's strange, but for most people, the game is much more exciting than to just enjoy the breeze outside, listen to the birds, just feel your breath. But on the other hand, as I said in the beginning, what a shame that you trade basically the reality that you're now living for a game that you only see on the screen. But still, for some people, maybe it's because we're so conditioned by this thumbs up or thumbs down, either winning or losing, that attracts our attention more than the reality that we are living right now. Any other questions? Anything else that you would like to share? Yes, Diane, please.
Hello, Mahal. I mean, first of all, I'm really find Kodo Sawaki to be the most amazing person to have written all of these sayings in this book. Each one, the same concept, but the many different examples, and applies to every place in the world, every person. It's universal. I think one of the things that I am a little bit confused about is the karma, when he writes about that. And because even on the same page, at the end of one of his sayings, he says, a person whose karma is too good falls headfirst into hell. He says that at the top of the page, but then at the bottom of the page, he says they all gave everything they had, wearing themselves out for an illusion and accumulating bad karma. So good karma, bad karma, it's karma. I mean, what I don't understand what he believes karma we should have.
Well, what he says here on this page sounds like kind of traditional Buddhist teaching about karma, that you shouldn't be so absorbed by the game in this life, so to speak, that you forget that your karma will also influence your next life. But of course you could say against that, what if you try to improve your karma, you're still playing the game. Maybe your, how do you say, your perspective is wider, because you don't only think about this life, but you think about the next life and the life after that. But isn't that also game? And I think Sawaki Roshi maybe here only uses this teaching because it was so popular at his time in Japan. But somewhere else in this book, he says something to the effect that everybody is afraid of falling into hell. But you don't have to be afraid. It's actually fun in hell. Why don't you go to hell? And a lot of Zen masters have said that. If you ask them, where do you think you will go after death? And they say, I'm going to go to hell, because there I have most people that actually need me, and I can do Zazen together with them. So I don't think that the point of Sawaki Roshi is that we should do Zazen and live a good life in order to improve our karma, and in the next life we maybe will be reborn in a better place. If we would live our lives like that, it would still be a game. We would be still playing a karma game. And I think Sawaki Roshi, at the end of the day, he wants us to quit that game as well. It's not about improving our karma.
Well, it's so hard to imagine this, the not playing the game, when you're surrounded by everything that is about playing the game. And and that's where I can't conceive. Like I understand that, and you want to not play the game, and you don't want to get involved in that, and you even consciously stop and say, no, that's not important. Why am I concerned about this? And all of these things, and you try and brush that away, but you walk out your door and you're surrounded by everyone else who's not even thinking about not playing the game, and you get absorbed in their not before you even realize that you're doing it, you're playing. You
Yes.
see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Like I went to many graduation parties this weekend. It's a big celebration. All the students are graduating. They're all going off to colleges, and everyone is excited, and it's wonderful. And it's a very huge example of the game.
Yes.
Okay. So that's.
Yeah, I think that's why Sawaki Roshi says everybody seems to be blind. Blind, yeah. Kids are blind and parents are blind as well. Yeah.
Yes.
And well, I agree that each of these sayings in this book is really like a jewel, but also you have to give credit to Uchiyama Roshi, who collected all these sayings. So basically, Sawaki Roshi, he gave long speeches, and Uchiyama Roshi wrote down those words that struck him most. So that's why this book is so dense. It's not that Sawaki Roshi would have written these quotes down, but it was Uchiyama Roshi who kind of wrote them down first for himself, and then later they were published as this book. Do you have any other questions? Anything else that you would like to share? Paulo, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I think following up Diana, what she says, I think there is, is a good continuation of what you said, also said before, and it is when you mention about seeing the birds or collecting coins. I could figure out that's more about appreciation of the process for the appreciation. Doesn't matter what's the object of the appreciation, either bird flying or a coin on the floor, a coin somewhere that we want to collect. Yes, one is more significant because it's more natural. We think that is better than the other one, which is less, let's say, natural, is more human, is more social, is more complex construction. But nevertheless, it's still just an appreciation of something. Now, I think what your point is, and I agree, it's really important, is that it's the lack of realization that that everything ends first, and secondly, that the perception that this object, what is this object? For if you're looking at a bird, yeah, it's a game, it's a part as well, because a bird can kill me, for example, but a coin can kill me as well. I don't know where the coin, how I'm gonna get a coin, what the implication is. This is going to make a war to get a coin. So the implications of my acts are something that I need to address. I need to realize. I need to be 100% on top of it. But I think I don't know if I understood your point. The point is, when I got lost in going through all these admirations in this material world, for example, or just abstract values or whatever, and collect them and want to admire them and forget that everything is an end, and not realizing my life now, being here and enjoy this exact moment, understanding exactly what it is now, and not necessarily the object itself. So yeah, that's like my comment. I feel on top of what you said and Diana said. And also there's something else I read yesterday. I'm not going to the hell because I don't have religion.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Any other things that you would like to share or ask? If not, it's already 9 o'clock here in Japan. So next time we get back to the Hanya Shingo. So I would like to thank all of you, and especially Xuan-san, for coming and for hosting us. And I wish you a nice week. Probably here in Japan we will enter the rainy season. It's going to be very humid. But yeah, obviously some of you have nice weather outside, I can see. Anyway, have a nice week. Thank you for joining. See you. Bye.